Hi and welcome. My name is Johnny Fragan. I'm from All Total Coaching. What I want to talk to you today is about what the media don't tell you. Throughout the last couple of months, we've all heard about fake news. But the media always invent stories to drum up their coverage and their ratings so they can get more and more revenue. There's a few little problems that have become massive that today I want to highlight you, although more than likely you already know it. But this is what the media should cover, and I'll explain why and how and where. Today in the West, we have got an infested society with drugs. We've got an epidemic of depression. We've got narcissistic behavior by men and women via Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, etc., etc. And today, we've got an epidemic of suicide. If you follow me on this channel, you know I mentioned this many, many times. But today I want to bring a different angle to this. Why is it? Why is it? Breakdown in family values. Today there is divorce everywhere, including myself. When a kid grows up without one of the parents, sooner or later the discipline will dissipate and therefore more than likely join one of those gangs or whatever. Depression. We live in a society where people expect everything not tomorrow, yesterday. They want it now, now, now. I covered this many, many times on instant gratification. And this is one of the causes of depression. But anybody that achieved anything in life, it took them 3 to 5 years. When I decided to lose weight because I was a fat slob, it took me nearly 2 years, but I did it. But majority of people don't have the one and most important thing in achieving any goal. Consistency, belief, and perseverance. I've covered this many, many times. Narcissistic behavior. I'm not going to go into the whole idea about how people take pictures on Facebook, Instagram and go crazy. And if so many people didn't like them, they fight with them and you didn't like my picture. Instead of constructing their life and fixing their whole life, they worry about how many likes they got on Facebook. I know of somebody recently that blocked somebody and he threw a fit. I'm not going to go into it now, but I've heard this story many, many, many times. And this is all because somebody didn't like his picture, did like it, disliked it, or blocked him or whatever. And the biggest epidemic of our generation is suicide. Governments spend billions of dollars on aid to other countries and programs that really get us nowhere, like women's programs. I'm not saying certain programs, but women's studies, that those particular skills will not benefit you in the corporate world. They may be beneficial to some people, but they will not benefit you, give you a skill. Instead, that money should have gone into helping people with suicide, whether they're male, female, 21 or 61 or whatever. I mentioned many, many times on this channel, live around the corner from the Gap. Every time I forget about the epidemic of suicide here in Sydney, another police car passes, another ambulance, another police car. I've had a few people email me, they want to see footage. Footage is so gruesome. I can't go into it, and sometimes the police and the ambulance coordinate the areas, and therefore I cannot film. But anybody that's been to the Gap in Sydney knows of the amount of stalls that in many, many languages warn people about suicide and to press this button for help, etc., etc. And the place is monitored 24 hours a day by cameras, but even then, by the time the police come, those people committed suicide. Now, this is not a laughing matter. One of the reasons I bring up this topic, because we have urgent need to help these people. Mental health in Australia today reached proportions that are unfriggin' believable. And they are because of drugs, narcissistic behavior, unrealistic expectations, and the most important thing is living in the fantasy land and not believing in yourself. So these are the things that the media don't talk about. Drugs, depression, narcissistic behavior and suicide in the West, but especially here where I live in Sydney, Australia. I know this is a somber topic, but somebody had to talk about it, and therefore I take it upon myself, since none of these BS people from the media will talk about it. They only talk about it when it's a celebrity, when it's somebody important, or somebody like Robin Williams, etc., etc. Nothing against Robin Williams. I was one of his fans, but that's the problem. Suicide and narcissistic behavior and depression and drugs are everywhere on the streets. It's out of control. Now, I'm not gonna mock here people or say I've got the solution to all these problems, but we should have a thorough investigation, a royal commission on these issues to help people in need, instead of spending billions of dollars on programs that are not benefit for anybody. Please like this video or dislike the video, and if you hate me by now, we both know you've clicked off. Look us up on www.alltotalcoaching.com. I can change your life. The question is if you want to, or you're going to keep watching Kim Kardashian, Chicago Housewives, or those were the days of our lives. Like our video, like I said, look us up on alltotalcoaching.com. Thank you very much for listening. As always, you know who I am. I'm your friend, Charlie Forgan. Speak to you soon.